Does If It Fits Your Macros work? The answer to that is yes. In fact, in my first weight loss transformation, I actually lost 50 pounds just from following If It Fits Your Macros. My brother actually also lost, I believe, 70 pounds when he first started tracking macros and following IIFYM, If It Fits Your Macros. And in this video, we're going to talk about the reasons why and some common myths about If It Fits Your Macros. So let's get started. So what is If It Fits Your Macros? It's basically a style of dieting. It's not a diet in itself like keto diet or Atkins or whatever. It's a style of dieting. And so before we get on to some common myths, I want to know what you guys have heard about If It Fits Your Macros prior to this video. So like, what are some common myths, or what do you guys think of when you hear about IIFYM and flexible dieting? I want you guys to comment down below and let me know. And so the reason I'm asking is because there's a common misconception with If It Fits Your Macros, and that you've probably seen on Instagram. If you go and search the hashtag If It Fits Your Macros or IIFYM, you're going to see like pizzas, Pop-Tarts, donuts, and all these things. And that is a common misconception with If It Fits Your Macros. IIFYM is more about 80% of the foods you eat are going to be these whole unprocessed foods, and 20% are going to be those processed foods. So for example, 80% of the day you're going to be eating those good, quote unquote, healthy meals like chicken breast and rice and sweet potatoes and stuff. And 20% can be those Pop-Tarts or donuts. All that it depends on is that you hit your calorie goal for the day, depending on your fitness goal, which we'll talk about, and your macronutrient goal for the day, which we'll also talk about. And so the reason why these people who are showing off that they're eating like a bunch of food, a bunch of junk food on If It Fits Your Macros and staying lean is pretty much they're just lying to you. That is not how If It Fits Your Macros work, because you cannot hit your macros, for example, your protein macros, with just junk food. It just won't happen. So those people who are showing off that they're eating pizza every day or donuts every day, they are probably not hitting their macronutrient goals, or they're just on steroids and they're just these bullshit fitness influencers on IG. So don't think about If It Fits Your Macros as being this thing that you can eat junk food all day. It is not about that. So for example, if you were to eat junk food all day and you're trying to hit your protein intake, which general recommendations while cutting or bulking are 0.8 grams to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. If you are trying to hit those protein macro goals every day just by eating junk food, you're gonna hit your calorie goal way before you hit your protein macro goal. So it is not feasible. You shouldn't do that, and I don't recommend anyone do that, or anyone think that they can do that just because they're following If It Fits Your Macros. That is not how it works. And so if that's the case, then how do you see results with If It Fits Your Macros? How do you do it? Well, I have an entire video going step by step about every step that I take every time I cut and follow If It Fits Your Macros. So I'll link to that down below. It's called If It Fits Your Macros Results and How to Replicate Them. I'll link to that down below if you guys want to do that. But since you're here, let's go over some basic steps to help you get started. And so step one is to actually calculate your calories and macros based on your fitness goal, whether that be bulking, cutting, maintaining. So I have a video on my IIFYM calculator that you can use for free. That's on my website. I'll leave that linked in the description. It basically goes over how to use and access the free If It Fits Your Macros calculator, and it goes over a bunch of examples that you can do. So make sure to check that video out if you want to calculate your calories and macros. And so once you have these calories and macros, what you want to do is then create a meal plan around those calories and macros based on your fitness goal. So I have an entire video. I have two actually. One on a meal plan template for weight loss. It's basically a free spreadsheet download that you can like drag and drop pretty much things for your meal plan. I'll leave that link down in the description. And then the other video is if you want to create a meal plan from scratch that follows If It Fits Your Macros. I'll also leave a link to that in the description as well. So once you've calculate your calories and macros, you want to make sure to create a meal plan around those so you can actually follow If It Fits Your Macros. That way you see the best results. And so after you followed those steps, you're going to have your meal plan, your calories and macros and everything. What's the next step? Well, that would be to start tracking those calories and macros with the food scale and MyFitnessPal. And so I have a couple food scales that I use that I recommend and that you can find down linked in the description. But I also have a video showing you, if you're not sure how to use a food scale, I have a video showing you how to use a food scale. So pretty much set up everything for you guys so you guys can get started with if it fits your macros. But essentially what you would do is you would find nutrition labels on the back of every food that you buy. It has a serving size. You weigh out the serving size depending on how much you're having. Input that into an app like MyFitnessPal. That's the most popular app that you can use to start if it fits your macros. And that's how you would track and make sure you're hitting your calorie and macronutrient goals based on your fitness goal. And so once you start tracking everything, once you have your meal plan, your calories and macros, you start tracking with MyFitnessPal and a food scale and everything, you're going to start seeing like changes, whether that be good changes or bad changes, right? So whether you're losing weight or not, for example. And so after a couple of weeks, what you're going to want to do is to adjust your calories and macros based on whether you're losing weight or you're not. And so I have an entire video on what to do if you're not losing weight, for example. And this requires that you like weigh yourself every morning. So what you want to do is weigh yourself every morning, and then after 7 days, a week, you want to take the average of all those weigh-ins. And based on those weekly averages of your weigh-ins after tracking and following if it fits your macros, you're gonna see a trend, whether that be up or down, good or bad. This video shows you what to do in each case and why you're plateauing and what changes you can make. So make sure to watch this video. It shows you everything that you need to know, basically. And that's pretty much it, you guys. If you guys want to start following if it fits your macros, make sure to follow these steps in this video. If you guys want a full plan and eating plan for fat loss and macros and flexible dieting, make sure to check out my book, If It Fits Your Macros, which is this guy right here, the If It Fits Your Macros paperback book that you can find on Amazon or on my website if you want to just download it. So make sure to check that out if you guys want to learn more about if it fits your macros. But thanks for watching this video, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Leave any questions you have in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.